Let's start with now you're back home. What
Mhm.
led you to come back to Winnipeg and how did you end up back here?
It was always in the cards to come back to Winnipeg. Eventually, I wasn't sure at what point in my life I was going to be returning, but it's always been family and friends for me. And actually was the reason why I had stayed or like to stay to play at UW was because of friends and family. Um, but yeah, I loved Calgary. Like the city was beautiful and it suited my lifestyle perfectly. But at the end of the day, you hear about like your close friends having kids and weddings and all this other like major life events, and you have major FOMO sitting on the other end, going, "Oh my God, I want to be there." So in the end, it's family and friends.
Your career with the Wesmen was a great one. And when it winds down, was professional a route that you had always thought about, or how did that kind of come about?
Well, I was first introduced to the idea of playing professional while I was playing for the Westman. Tanya had scheduled a trip for us in Germany to play. And I wasn't sure if it was something that I wanted to do. The idea of traveling was really neat and experiencing a different city had always been of interest to me. But once I was done my 5 years, like I was like, I left it out on the floor kind of thing. And I was like, I packed my bags up. I didn't think I was going to play competitively again. And then just how schooling worked out for me. And when I finished with my undergrad, there was a year in between where I would have applied for my master's and finishing my undergrad. And so I was playing with the idea of going professionally, and just other life events kind of made the opportunity to go to somewhere like Germany an option. And I felt, okay, well, maybe this is a liable option. Let's give this a go. And so I talked to um, another player. Her name's Debbie Boa, and she played in Würzburg before me. And she said, "Hey, are you looking to go pro? Because I can hook you up with a coach that is looking currently for a player." So we got in contact, and then the rest is history, basically. I really I feel like I chose the right profession. So all these years of hard work, I'm like, okay, thank God we went the right way. But it's really cool because I feel like I like that I can help people. But I've really liked it. Like everyone is incredibly supportive, and both of the owners have been very helpful for me as a new grad and kind of knowing what I've been through in terms of developing my skills as a physio over a pandemic. So I've been very grateful to have them, and it's so far so good. So
You said, halfway through your undergrad, you kind of knew that this is what you wanted to do. Was there something that triggered that, or was it just the schooling that you seemed to enjoy, or what was it?
yeah, so this is like my story is always the same, but so my mom is a physio, or she was a physio, and I always thought it was super cool what she did, and it was super nice to have that as an athlete growing up. She could always help me. I mean, there's times where I'm like, "Mom, go away. I do not want to do my exercises, blah, blah, blah." So it's kind of funny as a kid growing up with a physio to then become one. But the reason I'm saying this is because I always thought it was a good career. I felt it was her thing. I didn't want to do that. I needed to find my own path. So there was like my first few years was trying to discover what I wanted to do. So I entered into sciences, and I was wondering if I wanted to be a dietitian at first. And then I thought about med school for about 4 or 5 seconds and thought, nope, that's way too hard. And then biochemistry got me pretty quick. And then eventually I landed in I think it's called Prevention and Care, PNC course by Ben Trenzo was my instructor at the time. And I remember being in that course and I was like, this is the best course ever. Like I was very involved. And I remember thinking, like, what are you doing, Stephanie? Like, you love this. Like, you love the human body. You love sports. You love helping people. Like, why not open your eyes to being a physio? So at that point in my degree, I decided, okay, you're going to go for physio as a career, and I'm happy I did.
So when you made that decision, and then you're talking to mom and saying, okay, fine, I'm going to go this route type of thing, obviously mom's supportive of you on that.
Oh yeah, totally. I think she's I would think that she's pretty proud. Like I think she's happy that I went there. I know there was times where she's like, I'm sad that you're leaving to go to school in Alberta. She's like, but I'm happy that I'm not going to be like pestered every single night about questions regarding physio of things that I probably don't remember anymore. And I don't want to like, so but she's very supportive. Like there's times where like even now where I'll have like a complex patient and I'll say, what's your take on this? Or if someone presented like this, how would you go about treatment? So it's nice to bounce ideas off of her for sure.
I get a sense you have a tight knit family. Like, is your family dynamic like that? Like pretty close knit?
Yeah, well, like I said, they're the reason, they're the ones that drag me back here. No, we are, yeah, like we're a very, very close family in there. So there's four of us. Like I have my older sister, older brother, and Taylor as well. Um, I mean, and there's different dynamics between the four of us, right? Usually like Taylor and I are like more so like the goofballs or whatever, and Jessica and Andrew have their bond as well, but there's different things that kind of tie us together. But it's cool. Like it's nice to see another sibling go through the Wesmen program and then also make her mark on a different sport altogether. So that's been really neat to see from a distance too.